Welcome back to Indianapolis. I'm Pam Oliver. Man, it was brutal. Dumber than dumb, idiotic, stupid. Those are just some of the words the national and local media used to describe Chuck Pagano's special teams choice. The Colts, they didn't hear it. Andrew Luck told us that the team does a really good job inoculating itself from the outside noise. He also said that they are taken aback about how big the story got. I asked Luck if the team stands 110% behind their coach. He said, absolutely, we stand by him.
Thanks, Pam. The opening kickoff by Pat McAfee through the end zone, and the Saints will start from the 20-yard line. They won the toss. They want the football because they want a fast start led by that man, Drew Brees.
And his numbers so prolific. Drew Brees still playing at a high level. He had the arm injury earlier this season. He assured us that everything is feeling great. He's strong. He's back. But like you said in the open, Sam, they got to play better around him. They have that left side of the offensive line with Terran Armstead and Tim Lolito back, and that will help that run game.
Mark Ingram starts at running back. He motions out wide to the left. Brees puts it up. There's a flag on the play. The completion to Brandon Cooks, who takes it out to the 34-yard line, but immediately a flag on the play. Carl Cheffers is our referee today, his 8th season.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 players in motion did not become set before the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Sean Payton, the head coach, in his 9th season. And you see the numbers as he calls the plays. It'll be a 1st and 15 for the Saints. And you see that note. The Saints beat the Colts in Super Bowl 44. Ingram, the running back. 2 tight ends in. Make it 3 tight ends in. Off the play fake pressure, and he got him. Robert Mathis on the first play.
Well, and they talked about Robert Mathis was going to start and his pitch count was going to go way up. Robert Mathis coming off the Achilles injury and suspension. He's going to beat Zach Strief off the edge. And any questions about his health, a lot of them have been answered right there. The ability to turn that edge, that's what Robert Mathis has done. Over 100 sacks in his career. They need that pressure, and he shows them he can lift them right now.
He missed all of last season. It's his 2nd sack of this season. C.J. Spiller is now in and running back and split out. Here's Brees throwing deep over the middle for Cooks, but incomplete. We'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Drew Brees and Sean Payton both eager to attack this Colts secondary that's banged up. Mike Adams, the ball hawk safety, out with the hamstring. It's Colt Anderson, the special teams demon, filling in for Mike Adams.
First game Mike Adams has missed since 2010. And we saw him on Friday. He said he'll be back next week. See the inactives, Keenan Lewis on defense for the Saints. Here's Brees throwing a little screen pass to C.J. Spiller. And he gets back to the 20-yard line. And the Saints will be forced to punt. Not the start that the Saints were hoping for. 10 days to go against Atlanta. They got the ball, marched 80 yards with the opening kickoff for a touchdown. That's the kind of start they wanted today.
And remember, it was a first down on the first play, negated by a penalty, self-inflicted wounds for the New Orleans Saints.
Thomas Morstead back from an injury, boots it away. Griff Whalen at the 29. Slip one man, flag on the play. Whalen on a good return is hit at the 40-yard line. 50-yard punt, 10-yard return. We check out the flag.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Number 31 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's Dewey McDonald. And there's the block in the back. Andrew Luck who came back from an injury, an arm injury last week, and passed for 312 yards. Especially sharp in the first half, I thought, John.
He was, and I thought Pep Hamilton, his offensive coordinator, did a great job of throwing him into rhythm. Quick throws, moving the pocket. I'm interested to see. Andrew performed well last week. I'm not so sure he was cutting it all the way loose. Kind of working himself back into form. Like to see if that health is a little bit better where he can just truly cut it loose.
Colts start from the 19. Frank Gore is the running back. T.Y. Hilton motions. 3 wide receivers to the right. Frank Gore gets a couple of yards on the play. Check out the storylines we'll be following throughout the day here. For the Indianapolis Colts, 3-3. They started with 2 losses, 3 straight wins and a loss last week. But they feel they can play with anyone in the league. And what you said, John, they've got to get rid of those, clean up those self-inflicted wounds. Gore again up to the 28-yard line. Bobby Richardson, the rookie out of Indiana, made the tackle.
And you see Frank Gore there, Chuck Pagano, Pep Hamilton. They've got all these weapons, but Frank Gore is the engine that makes this thing go in their mind, along with Andrew Luck.
Hurry up offense, Luck in trouble, and Cameron Jordan, who had 3 sacks against Atlanta, picks up an early one here.
Well, the Saints have really improved their third down defense. They don't have a lot of good numbers. One of those, though, that is their third down defense, 8th in the league. Cameron Jordan working against the right tackle up top. Luck holds on to it, and Cameron Jordan delivers again, his 4th sack in 2 games.
Marcus Murphy is deep to receive Pat McAfee's punt. High, deep punt by McAfee. Murphy from the 16 gets back to the 20-yard line, and that's all. Well covered by the Colts. C.O. Moore with a tackle. Drew Brees back on the field with the Saints offense in a moment.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Back in Indianapolis, Colts go 3 and out. Last week against New England, had a great opening drive for a touchdown.
Well, there's all kinds of weapons on that team. We saw the run game get going, 3rd down. Luck holds on too long.
Mark Ingram on 1st down, gets about 3 on the play. Jarrell Freeman on the tackle. Check out the storylines for the Saints today. They want to get back-to-back wins. Last time they had back-to-back wins was October of last season. They want improvement on the rush defense and on the running game. And they're expecting the Colts to be strong today, John.
Well, Sean Payton knows that it starts with the run offense, run defense. Even with Drew Brees, they need to be better there. He's called on his team to do such.
3 tight ends in. Brees going deep down the field, and it's just off the hands of Brandon Cooks. Just missed hooking up for the big one, and they are testing the secondary of the Colts.
Really, Sean Payton told us we're attacking the middle of the field, not only with Mike Adams out. That's where the Patriots took advantage of them. That's where other teams have taken advantage of the Colts defense. Big plays in the middle of the field. Drew Brees, a near miss early to Cooks.
C.J. Spiller in for New Orleans. It's 3rd and 6. 3 receivers to the left. Brees with time, waits, and finds C.J. Spiller for a 1st down. Pressure from Robert Mathis, but a good job by Brees of showing patience on that play.
Well, C.J. Spiller is a guy that Drew Brees and Sean Payton alike both talked about getting him more involved in the offense. It's that joker role that over the years we've seen Reggie Bush, Darren Sproles play so well. Spiller is a different type of player, not as elusive, faster. They're figuring out how to best use him.
He stays in the game, takes the toss, and gets a short gain, pushed out of bounds by Jarrell Freeman. Gain of a yard on the play. Saints want to improve the run game. They you can see the numbers. Those are tough numbers.
And they've, we asked Drew Brees, are you guys committed to it? He said, we ran the ball 32 times last week. We're committed to it. It opens everything else up, and it's something that they do indeed need to get going.
Brees outside his tight end, Ho'omanawanui, Michael. Ho'omanawanui.
Just go with man, Sam.
Illinois Mike at the University of Illinois. Man is what the coach calls him. He's Michael Ho'omanawanui, and he made the catch. He was picked up in a trade with the Patriots. Marcus Colston, who missed last week's game with a shoulder injury, is in the lineup now to the right side for the Saints. C.J. Spiller, the running back. They swing it out to Spiller. And he's got a first down. Hit hard by Billy Wynn, the big defensive lineman.
We were talking earlier about C.J. Spiller and his skill set, not as elusive as Reggie Bush. So what Drew Brees and Sean Payton talked about, let's get him the ball on the run and see if he can hit a seam. There you see a simple swing pass to C.J. Spiller. Let him hit it and utilize that speed on the run. 2 third-down conversions early for Spiller.
Kyrie Robinson, number 29 in the backfield now, takes the handoff. Short game before he's brought back by Jerrell Freeman, who's really had an active role early. 4 tackles for Jerrell Freeman already in the game.
Jerrell Freeman all over the field. Typically it's 52 on the Colts. DeQuell Jackson leading the league in tackles coming into today. You see Jerrell Freeman, background in Canadian football. They went up there, found him, and he's had a nice career here for the Colts.
2nd and 9. 3 wide receivers in the game. Brees with time. Throwing too high. He was hit as he threw. Good pressure that time by Henry Anderson, the rookie out of Stanford. You'll be hearing Stanford mentioned a lot in this game.
They like their Stanford guys. You're going to see Henry Anderson. Takes him a while to get there, working against Ho'omanawanui, but Anderson eventually gets to Brees and makes him feel him.
Crowd gets loud as it's 3rd and 9 for the Saints. Spiller in the backfield with Brees. 3 wide receivers left, quickly to Brandon Cooks. Slipped one man, but then is wrestled down by Greg Toller. Pickup of 3 on the play, but the Colts defense does the job.
Well, so much of football now, even at the highest level, we're seeing the trickle up from the college, the quick screens, and you better be able to tackle in space. And right there, Greg Toller does a fine job, as do the Colts defense, of rallying to the ball, making the tackle.
2nd punt of the game for Thomas Morstead. Griff Whalen is back deep for the Colts. Whalen waits for a fair catch, takes it at the 16-yard line. Flag on the play. He might have been bumped by the Saints defender coming by. 37-yard punt.
See Brian Dixon, the gunner. Did he make contact is the first thing. The second thing was he pushed into him. I don't know.
It looked like he tried to avoid him. And the officials talking things
Fair catch
over.
Interference. Kicking team. 15 yards will be added to the spot of the catch. First down. Timeout.
That's a tough foul, but it helps the Colts get better field position for Andrew Luck as he leads the offense onto the field.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
Chuck Pagano talking with Robert Mathis, who's played 9 out of 12 snaps already.
And I don't know what they're saying, but I imagine it goes something like this. Keep doing what you're doing, Robert. We need that pressure.
Frank Gore on first down, trying to turn the corner. Nothing there. Out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Good job by the Saints of stretching that play out.
Yeah, it really was. And that's something we talked about it earlier, the run defense. It's been terrible, and that's being kind for the Saints. There's been gaping holes. It's something they've worked hard on. A young defense, as I said, but that's something fundamental part of football that you have to have a chance in this league.
Ahmad Bradshaw in at running back for the Colts. On second down, Luck throwing, and it's broken up. Nice play by Delvin Breaux. Let's get an update from Kurt Menefee in the studio.
Well, Lynch's old Buccaneer team off to a quick start against Washington. First pass of the day for Jameis Winston. Hooks up with Mike Evans for a 40-yard score. That's Evans' first touchdown of the year. And they lead 7-0 in the first quarter. Sam, John, and Pam.
Thanks, Kurt. Nice throw by Jameis Winston.
He's coming on. Young man's coming on.
Like to see that. Delvin Breaux, terrific story. He's been playing very, very well. Today's his birthday, and he had a good defensive play to start it off. Here's 3rd and 10. Luck takes off. Flag on the plays. He's brought down just short of the first down marker. Flag down back to the 29-yard line.
Holding. Number 69. Offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
Hugh Thornton, the right guard. This officiating crew has been known to call a lot of offensive holding.
And this offensive line has been known to hold a lot. The Colts coming in today with 16 offensive holding penalties, the most in the NFL.
That's a bad combination. Pat McAfee will punt. Marcus Murphy back deep for the Saints. Murphy's last punt was 59 yards. He can tilt field position with that strong leg. Another high punt. Murphy from the 21. And they got him right there. Outstanding hang time. Colts cover it well. Drew Brees and the Saints will try to get their offense going in a moment.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Dodge and by DirecTV. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Sunny day in Indianapolis, and the roof is open, the windows are open. What a great day. Saints from the 22-yard line. Kyrie Robinson, the running back. Willie Steen in motion. Brees for Colston with a good grab. And then the ball dropped loose, and it's ruled incomplete. Did not complete the process of making the catch.
And a nice play by Colt Anderson filling in. Remember, going to the ground, you have to complete that process all the way through the process, bring down the ball. There's Colston.
Sean Payton has
New
thrown
Orleans
the
is
challenge
challenging the ruling
flag.
on the field of an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
So we always have that question about the process of making the catch. We'll check it out in a moment. First challenge of the
After
season
review,
for the
the
Saints.
ruling on the field is confirmed. The receiver did not maintain control during the entire process of the catch. The ball hit the ground. It is incomplete. 2nd down.
Mike Pereira, what did you see?
Key is here that it's a player. It's a player going to the ground. You're going to see here he's hit before the 2nd foot comes to the ground. That causes him to go to the ground. He's going to the ground, and he must maintain control of the ball when he hits the ground. A clear incompletion, a wasted challenge.
Thanks, Mike. Kyrie Robinson on 2nd down. Up to the 27-yard line.
Sam,
Pick up a 5 on the play.
I think what Mike said, a wasted challenge. I think you have to question that from Sean Payton. Although I will say in his defense, who knows what a catch is these days? It gets more confusing each and every week. But going to the ground, it is pretty clear. You better maintain that thing. You better bring that ball home to mom, or it's not going to be a catch.
3rd and 5. Brees gets protection, throwing it, it's complete to Coleman. Brandon Coleman, the first-year man out of Rutgers, with a beautiful grab into Colts territory.
Well, the Colts show pressure, and they end up with the safety Lowry on the receiver Coleman, and just a beautifully thrown football by Drew Brees. Coleman, a big receiver that Drew Brees likes a lot, called him the MVP of this offseason coming on, and nice connection.
24-yard gain on that last play. Here's Kyrie Robinson. A pickup of 4. Vontae Davis with a stop for the Colts. So Brees has been putting the ball up, taking his shots down the field, and he hit that last one with Coleman.
Well, remember, you have a nicked up safety position for the Indianapolis Colts in the secondary. When someone's nicked up, you want to challenge them. That's exactly what Drew Brees is doing.
C.J. Spiller in the backfield, swing it out to him with room. Inside the 30-yard line and out of bounds at the 28. Make it the 27. Greg Toller forced him out. Little swing pass for 17.
Sean Payton, again, he described it with Spiller. We want to get him plays where he can hit it and go because he covers so much ground. He's a world-class speed type of guy. They're getting the ball to him on the run, and he's had a productive day thus far.
4 catches, 39 yards. First down at the Colts 27. Kyrie Robinson, the running back. Robinson, he stumbled and never got going and is taken down at the 30-yard line. Trent Cole.
We hear so much about setting the edge. Watch Trent Cole right here. Look at him take on blockers and then go ahead and make the play. Takes on Benjamin Watson. Now Zach Strief now makes the tackle on Kyrie Robinson. That is big boy football by Trent Cole, known for his pass rush ability, playing the run as very well.
Loss of 2 on that last play. Brees being rushed again, swing it outside. This time to Robinson. Robinson is grabbed and wrestled out of bounds at around the 26 by Eric Walden. Gain of 4 on the play, make it a gain of 3. To bring it up a 3rd and long for the Saints. Now we talk about the lack of a running game for the Saints, but those little swing passes have a similar effect, don't you think, John?
They really are. They become part of your running game. When you're struggling to run the ball, sometimes that's just another way to run the football, something where you know you can get the ball to your backs and let them do their work.
Ingram in the backfield picks up the blitz. And the pass is complete to the tight end, Ben Watson. No, they're ruling out of bounds. He was out of bounds when he came down with the ball.
Ben Watson, 10 receptions last week. A big day catching the football. You see the 2 feet down, but let's see if he holds on to that football. He does not. So
that's it.
So the catch, it is an incomplete pass. 4th count.
Darius Butler with a tackle, and Watson did not complete the process of the catch.
And really what Watson was trying to do was extend for that first down yardage. In the process, it's really tough to hold on to that football.
Drew Brees along the sideline talking with Sean Payton. He's challenging again. Oh, that's a questionable challenge right there.
Yeah, I think you've got one of the better head coaches in football, but I disagree with both those challenges because that's a clear rule in this league. If you don't control it through the process,
the ruling
it's
on
not
the
a
field
catch.
of an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
They'll review. Back in Indianapolis, Carl Cheffers will announce his decision on the challenge by Sean Payton.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. During the process of the catch, the receiver lost control of the ball. It is an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down. New Orleans is charged with their 2nd timeout, and they are done with challenges for the remainder of the game.
Let's check in with Mike Pereira. Mike, what did you see and what are your thoughts about that challenge?
Similar to the previous challenge, even though there's a reach toward the first down line, the fact that he was going to the ground, He still has to hold on to the ball when he hits the ground. That's after Des Bryant, after a lot of plays. That's a clear incomplete pass, and unfortunately now Sean Payton and the Saints find themselves out of challenges.
Thank you, Mike. Kai Forbath's first field goal try is a fake. And Luke McCown's pass is caught by Watson. Ben Watson, the tight end, has got a first down at the 1-yard line. They used the backup quarterback, Luke McCown, as the holder. They faked the field goal try, and they completed the pass.
And how about the irony of the Colts last week and their failed attempt on a fake, and now Sean Payton comes right at Chuck Pagano and the Colts, and with a huge conversion on the fake. A gutsy call after a poor challenge by Sean Payton. He made up for it right there.
And Ben Watson has become a very valuable receiver for these Saints.
Was sold tremendously well. Forbath, the kicker, even swung his leg. Watson escapes. Beautifully executed fake by Ben Watson, McCown, and the Saints.
Kyrie Robinson, the running back. Robinson is in. Touchdown. So the fake field goal sets up the 1-yard touchdown run, and the Saints have grabbed the lead.
Well, this is why you need to be able to run the ball in this league. When you want to run the ball, they go with their heavy package. Nice job and really easy pickings for Kyrie Robinson. The Saints making good on the converted fake field goal with the touchdown by Robinson.
And now the new place kicker, Kai Forbath, gets his first chance to kick for the Saints. The extra point is good. He was signed earlier in the week. There's Luke McCown, who completed the pass.
Sihoho Manawanui, they traded for, as you mentioned earlier, Sam, from New England. A very accomplished blocker in the run game, pass game. Sean Payton very excited to have him and what he can bring to the offense. Sean Payton overcoming some questionable challenges. No more, remember, left in the game.
Right.
But the fake makes up for a lot of that.
10 plays, 78 yards, and this is the big play.
Watch how they sell it. Watch Forbath actually go through and swing the leg. And then Watson is going to sneak out here, run the corner route. And McCown, that's your backup quarterback, a beautifully floated ball. Watson brings it in. Just great execution on the fake.
Pretty good pass running to his left by Luke McCown.
Absolutely. McCown is known as an athletic quarterback, throws on the run. This guy's got commercials, fake field goals, he's doing it all.
So the Saints grab the lead, 7-0. Luke McCown, who filled in when Drew Brees missed the game because of the shoulder problem. In good form. Kai Forbath to kick it off. Griff Whalen steps up, takes it at the 4. And Whalen gets up close to the 25-yard line. Tuesday night, the World Series begins only on Fox. We've got it all. It begins in Kansas City, the home of the American League champions, as they take on the New York Mets. What a great matchup. Our coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern Time with Game 1. We've got extended pregame coverage at 7 p.m. Eastern on FS1. The World Series on Fox. Frank Gore, the running back, splits out. Colts start from the 25. Luck. And that is intercepted by Stephon Anthony. The rookie linebacker with the pick. And the Saints have great field position.
If you're going to throw the ball in this league, it's all about throwing it on time. Andrew holds it just a tick too long. Stephon Anthony, all he's doing is reading those eyes of Andrew Luck. And watch the eyes of Luck. Here's Anthony right there. Watch Andrew Luck's eyes. He stares it down. Anthony looks, and watch him break. Beautiful play by the rookie. Remember, this guy was part of the Jimmy Graham trade. He was that draft choice that came along with Max Unger, and making them feel good about that trade.
First NFL interception for Stephon Anthony. Saints at the 23. They go with the fake him. They go with a reverse. C.J. Spiller is out of bounds inside the 20.
Now, Sam, did you see the lead blocker on that play? Drew Brees in there throwing a block. Little razzle-dazzle. Again, this is all to try to get C.J. Spiller involved in this offense, and they want him on the run to utilize that speed. Watch Drew Brees. Go ahead and run this. Take out Cole Anderson.
Two tight ends in for the Saints. Ingram, the running back. Bouncing it outside. Toller with a piece of him. Flag on the play as Toller leads Ingram out of bounds at around the 13.
Number 84 offense. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Omanawinui called for holding.
See Manawinui right here. Watch him as Walton tries to escape. He's got a hold there, and when things get outside of the framework of your body, when your hands get outside of the framework, that's a clear shot for Carl Cheffers on the call.
Ball back to the 28-yard line. 2nd and 15. Brees puts it up and completes it. Out of bounds was Willie Steen inside the 20-yard line. Willie Steen, the first-year man out of Ball State. So this is a homecoming of sorts for him. He has turned into one of the top receivers on the team, leads the team in receiving yards.
Quite a journey from practice squads, being cut in Cleveland, now leading the Saints, catching balls from Drew Brees. Great story.
Ingram, the running back, on 3rd and 6. Brees being rushed, flag on the play. Up to the end zone, incomplete. A little overthrown for Willie Steen. Darius Butler was covering on the play.
Looks as if they're going to catch the Colts for being offsides, and Drew Brees, again, the self-inflicted wounds we talked about with Indianapolis that have hurt them throughout this season.
Holding. Number 73 offense. Offside. Number 90 defense. Those penalties offset. Replay 3rd down.
Kendall Langford for the defense, Jari Evans for the offense with the penalty calls, and they'll do 3rd and 6 all over again. Ball at the 19-yard line. Ingram, the running back. Brees. Plenty of time. Starts to run, gets to the line of scrimmage, goes back. Flag on the play. Pass is intercepted. Vontae Davis picked it off. Stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. We've got a holding call.
Prior to the pass, holding. Number 52 defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
DeQuell Jackson for holding.
And Drew Brees and the Saints continue to get bailed out by the Indianapolis Colts. Vontae Davis intercepts that football. See DeQuell Jackson right there on Mark Ingram. He's got a fistful of jersey, and that negates the foolish throw by Drew Brees that was ultimately intercepted. But again, the Colts can't keep hurting themselves.
Yeah. Brees started to run for it, got to the line of scrimmage and then turned around, decided I'm going to throw it. Ball's at the 14. Kyrie Robinson, the running back. two tight ends in, and Brees calls a timeout with a play clock running down to zero. And Drew Brees and the Saints are out of timeouts for this first half because of those two challenges that failed. So it's been an exciting start to this game. The Saints offense starting to click pretty well, John, though the penalties seem to be disruptive.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, though, the Saints are being helped out by the Indianapolis Colts. You can't allow fake field goals. You got to be on your assignment. And then the Saints, though, you know, here they are out of timeouts because of the two challenges that both were, I think, foolish, and now they can't get the snap off. So neither team really clicking, but the Saints having the better of it thus far.
From the 14-yard line on first down, the toss to Kyrie Robinson, turns the corner, gets inside the 10-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. Trent Cole in on the tackle. Spot the ball just short of the 10-yard line. Sean Payton's offense is really intricate and involved, don't you think, John?
Greg Mineski said it best. He said, after you're done playing the Saints, you feel like you just took a final exam. You're exhausted because they stress you mentally and physically.
Brees waiting. Finds a man. It's Cooks at the 6-yard line. 2 yards short of the first down. He picked up 4. We've reached the end of the first quarter in Indianapolis. Drew Brees getting his offense going. The Saints have a 7-0 lead on the Colts. Sam Rosen, John Lynch, Pam Oliver here in Indianapolis. Chuck Pagano can't be happy with the way things have unfolded to start the game.
Now they preached consistency and no more self-inflicted wounds, and that's exactly what they've done to themselves.
On 3rd and 2, Robinson to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. Kyrie Robinson with his second touchdown of the game. A 6-yard run, and the Saints have added to the lead.
Well, you could sense in the last couple weeks that Kyrie Robinson was really starting to run the football well. I asked Sean Payton, would we see more of him? He's not unhappy with Mark Ingram, but he saw the same thing I'm seeing, and he's giving it to him down near the goal line, and Kyrie Robinson's making it look good for Sean Payton.
Andrew Luck, you can see him pacing on the sideline. He's barely had the ball in the game. Extra point, Kai Forbath puts it through, and the Saints have a 14-0 lead as they turn the interception into 7 points.
You see Zach Strief, the right tackle, get out in front, get his hands on Eric Walden right there. That provides the alley for Kyrie Robinson to just run over Greg Toller, the corner, going into the end zone. Nice job by that Saints offensive line. Kyrie Robinson hungry for the end zone.
John, you mentioned Stephon Anthony as part of that Jimmy Graham trade, but how about Max Unger also coming over in that deal? He's really helped the offensive line of the Saints.
He has, and it hasn't really shown up in terms of the run game, but they're very happy with Max Unger, as well they should be. He's a centerpiece. That center position is so critical. Communication, but he's a very gifted player, and the Saints they got to find one for a long time.
Saints with a 14-0 lead. Griff Whalen is back for the Colts to receive the kickoff. Kai Forbath is not a deep kicker on the kickoffs, but with Morstead just coming back from injury, Forbath the kickoff man. Whalen 2 yards deep. On the run. Good return by Griff Whalen. Lost the football. Recovered by the Saints. They've got it at the 26-yard line. Kyle Wilson on the recovery.
During the return, holding. Number 31 return team. That penalty's declined. First down, New Orleans.
Haoli Kikaha popped it loose. And another turnover by the Colts gives the Saints great field position.
It's turnovers, penalties. It looks like Griff Whalen has got something going here. Kickoff gets his right hand on that football. Whalen loose with it, and Jimmy Wilson right there. The Saints being extremely opportunistic here today, and the Colts making it easy on them. Kyle Wilson picking up the ball.
Ball at the Colts 27-yard line. Brees hand off to C.J. Spiller, turns the corner inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 18. Let's get an update from Mike Hill in the studio. Mike.
All right, guys, big battle in the AFC East, Jets and the Pats. And how about Ryan Fitzpatrick finding Jeremy Curley 5 yards, gets him 6. How about those Jets trying to go in the first place in the AFC East? Back to you, Sam and John.
Oh, what a matchup that is. Jets 4-1, Colts 5-0. Wow.
Revis against his old teammates.
Right
Great
here,
matchup.
Saints have taken control of the game. Mark Ingram, the running back. Not much of an opening. He's brought down just short of the 15-yard line. White Lowry, the safety, came up to make the stop, number 33. Bring up a second down. Excuse me, that was a first down pickup by Ingram. First down at the 16-yard line. There's Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator of the Colts. He's got to come up with something here.
He's being forced into some tough positions, turnovers. And the Saints, the beneficiaries, having the ball in the red zone of the Colts. We'll see if the Colts can stand up.
Shifting to the right. Brees throws right. Touchdown! Michael Hoomanawanui.
The Saints have done a nice job of pulling that New Orleans defense, pulling that Indy defense up by running the football a lot. And that's when those seams start to become open down the middle of the field for tight ends. See Hoomanawanui in motion. He's passed across to Nate Irving. It's man-to-man defense. He goes outside. Hoomanawanui simply up the seam. Very simple route.
2 turnovers for the Colts, and that extra point is no good. So Zach Hocker was let go because of his misses. Forbath comes in and misses, but the Saints have put 13 points on the board after Colts turnovers.
Today's game is sponsored by the Ford F-150. Every other truck is history. And by Domino's. Order online and track your order.
Here in Indianapolis, Colts fans wondering what hit them. Mistakes and the Saints offense clicking.
There's the byproduct of that. Domination and time of possession. Colts fans are saying, where's Andrew Luck? He hadn't been on the field, in part because of his doing. He's turned the ball over.
Forbath kicks it off. And this one is a deep one. Let's go to the sideline. Pam Oliver standing by.
Well, Sam, obviously still plenty of football to go here, but Sean Payton stressed to his team this week, be prepared for a fired-up Colts team. Payton noted the Colts are extremely difficult to beat after a home loss. Payton warned New Orleans to be prepared for the environment, a disgruntled team, and the fact that they haven't won back-to-back games in a long time.
You're right about that, Pam. That was last October. Frank Gore on the carry, and he breaks 1 tackle and works hard for 8 yards up to the 28-yard line. Frank Gore brought in to carry the load at running back. Has been around for a long time, but they have gone 46 games without having a 100-yard rusher. 2nd and 2. Gore. There's a first down and a whole lot more. Strong run by Frank Gore up to the 42-yard line. 14-yard run.
And there's certain players, and I had the chance to play against Frank Gore, that you just appreciate the way they go about their craft. He gets small back there. It doesn't take a big hole for Frank Gore to get through. Jim Harbaugh once described him the essence of lowness. He can play, this guy, Frank Gore, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down at all.
10 years in the league, 8 years of rushing for more than 1,000 yards. Luck being rushed. Pass is batted down by Cameron Jordan. Pressure from Tyler Davis in the tackle. And Jordan there to bat the pass down. And Jordan's impact the last couple of weeks has been noticeable.
It's been immense. And this Saints defense, you got to hand it to them. Here we are. We saw the time of possession. But anyone who looks at these Indianapolis Colts looks at all the weaponry. They got receivers all over the field, tight ends who can catch it. Not one reception for the Colts. We're 12-20 in the second quarter. They don't have a completion.
Luck is 0 for 3. Second and 10. Luck, nobody open, starting to take off and gets rid of it. Big time pressure from Kickoff. Haoli Kickoff, the rookie out of Washington, a second-round draft pick. That was part of the young defense that John talked about. Stephon Anthony, a rookie in the middle, and Kickoff.
And I got to tell you, Rob Ryan is coaching a masterful game right now. It is hard to confuse Andrew Luck. He's got Andrew Luck. He doesn't know what's hitting him. He's holding the ball. He's staring down his targets. They're mixing man-to-man, are the Saints. They're mixing zone, pressure, three-man rush. They're doing it. Rob Ryan having a heck of a game, confusing Andrew Luck.
3rd and 10. Luck steps up. After the fake, he throws it incomplete. Once again, pressure from Cameron Jordan. And you hear the fan reaction toward the Colts offense.
And you see Andrew Luck again with the double clutch. The Saints varying their looks. Tight coverage down the field by Delvin Breaux. Brian Dixon outside, normally a special teamer. He's playing because Damian Swann and Keenan Lewis are out, so they're depleted in the secondary, but really playing a nice football game thus far.
Pat McAfee to punt. To the sideline, Marcus Murphy at the 20. Slips one man, flag behind him. Flag on the play as Murphy gets up to the 32. And we'll check it out.
Nice clip that away, kid. Good work. Sanford.
Andrew Luck shaking his head. He's 0 for 5 passing in the game.
Illegal block in the back, number 33 during the kick. 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
Jamarcus Sanford right at the point of the attack.
Saints have the ball, and that means Drew Brees will have the ball. He's done a lot better than Andrew Luck. Saints have the ball. It seems as if they've had the ball the entire first half. They'll start from the 10-yard line. And Colts fans not happy. Mark Ingram, the running back. Burst through a big hole. Ingram is brought down from behind after a 20-yard gain. Bjorn Werner with a stop.
Well, we started the game saying Sean Payton called upon his team for running the football better, and that starts up front. You look at that hole right there. Mark Ingram hits it. No one in his way. The Saints offensive line clearing holes for Ingram and Kyrie Robinson.
Little swing pass. Doesn't net much as Nawanui was brought down. For Drew Brees, that touchdown pass to Nawanui just stretched his streak to 42 consecutive games in which he's thrown at least one touchdown pass, and 96 of the last 97 games.
Yeah, you know what's incredible about him? The names change around him. No more Jimmy Graham. Nawanui not here a month ago. Now he's here catching touchdown. Doesn't matter who they put out there with him. He's going to be successful.
There's Ingram. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good hit by DeQuell Jackson, who is a big-time leader on this Colts defense.
This is how you play the middle linebacker position. I alluded earlier to DeQuell Jackson leading the NFL in tackles. He's doing it in his 10th year, and he's got the fountain of youth. He is playing some great football. DeQuell Jackson is.
3rd and 8. Brees steps up on the crossing pattern. Cooks. The ball is down. He was down by contact, but short of the first down at the 38. Greg Toller with a good tackle on Brandon Cooks. So it'll be the Saints forced to punt. Good defensive series for the Colts. They needed that.
And that was tough, and that was a critical tackle by Greg Toller because they're in man-to-man. If he doesn't get him, Cooks is still going. An aggressive call by Greg Minuski, and Greg Toller helps his defensive coordinator out with the sure tackle.
Thomas Morstead. Kicks it away. Long punt. Whalen lets it bounce inside the 5, and it takes a bounce for the Saints, and it's down at the 5-yard line. Well covered. Dixon downs at 57-yard punt, and the Saints doing just about everything right.
Today's game is sponsored by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football.
Drew Brees has controlled the football with outstanding numbers. 13 for 18, 1 touchdown, 112 yards. Colts start from the 5. Frank Gore, the running back, and flags fly. Looks like Bobby Richardson, the rookie defensive end, offside.
Neutral zone infraction, number 78 off defense. His movement into the neutral zone caused a reaction by the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Sam, and how about this? This is usually your job, but Jeff Nelson, our statistician, gave me this, so I'll read it. Andrew Luck, 0 for 5, never has started a game in his career 0 for 5.
Wow.
The Saints defense giving him fits thus far.
Minus 2 yards passing. Off the fake, Luck. His first completion of the game to T.Y. Hilton. Out of bounds at the 21-yard line, and a first down, and you can hear the cheers from the crowd. Only the 3rd first down of the game for the Colts.
And I think if you're Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, that's what you need. Even a quarterback like Andrew Luck, one of the great talents in this league, some easy throws to get his confidence going.
Frank Gore carrying straight ahead up to the 25, a gain of 4 on the play. There is the offensive coordinator, Pep Hamilton. John, do you just stick with your basic offense right now? There's still a long way to go in the game.
Yeah, you got to get back in the game, but I think Chuck Pagano and Pep Hamilton also mindful your defense has been on the field the entire half, so you got to slow the game down a little bit, but you do have to you have so many weapons with Hilton, Andre Johnson, Dante Moncrief, so many weapons, you got to get them involved in the game.
Off the play fake, Luck gets time. Goes short to Frank Gore. Slips a couple of tackles and dives forward. Looking for the first down marker. It's close. Might be a little short.
See Andrew Luck, nice coverage down the field. He wants to take it down the field, but a smart decision. The check down to Frank Gore and let him do some work with the football.
John, when we asked Andrew Luck what he did when he was watching Matt Hasselbeck in the lineup when he was out injured, he said he watched Hasselbeck take what the defense gives you, and he seems to want to do that more often now.
Well, I think, you know, what I took, that he sat back, he took notes, and Matthew Hasselbeck did a great job of running this team. And the thing he said he learned more than anything, Hasselbeck, as you see, just short of the first down, having a plan for every single play. And Andrew is so talented that I think he wants to make every play. And what he learned is sometimes throwing the ball out of bounds is the best play you can make. Andrew Luck hit 10 different receivers last week against the Patriots, very Hasselbeck-like. So he learned a lot from Hasselbeck when he was out.
3rd and inches coming up. Frank Gore to the sideline. Ahmad Bradshaw, the power back, is in the lineup. His second game as a Colt this season. After being signed a couple of weeks ago. There's the first down. Straight ahead power by Ahmad Bradshaw. Fans roar their approval. Colts have a first down at the 35-yard line.
Well, usually old running backs, that's not a good combination, but when you have Frank Gore and Ahmad Bradshaw, two very accomplished and skilled and trustworthy running backs, you've got a good combo in the backfield.
Luck wants to go deep for T.Y. Hilton. Incomplete. We get an update in the studio from Mike Hill. Mike.
All right, guys, Lions trying to make a comeback against the Minnesota Vikings. Kyle Rudolph, 1 yard, gets some 6 from Teddy Bridgewater. His third of the season. It's 17-12 Lions. Sam, John, Pam, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. We'll see the Lions in London next week, John.
Yes, we will.
At the 35, 2nd and 10 for the Colts. 3 wide receivers in. Quick outside, it's batted down. Kickoff was in there. Boy, he's impressive. Haoli Kickoff, the rookie out of Washington.
Well, Kickoff right here on the edge. They're trying to get the ball to Dorsett. What I was talking about, some easy throws. Kickoff smart. He reads it, gets his hands up, and disrupts that play. Dorsett, an extremely fast young receiver, trying to get the ball in his hands a little bit more in this game. Haven't been able to thus far.
Dorsett, first-round draft pick of the Colts. Here's 3rd and 10. Luck pressured, and he completes it to Dorsett, but he's short of the first down up to the 43-yard line. Brandon Browner with a hit, and Dorsett is holding his left leg and in pain. The veteran Brandon Browner coming over after playing with the Patriots last year on the championship team. Dorsett being checked out. We'll be right back. Philip Dorsett walking off under his own power, but with a noticeable limp. After being taken down, the Colts forced to punt. After a couple of first downs, Saints defense doing a good job. Another high punt by McAfee. This one bounces in the end zone for a touchback. Hey, I'm telling you, John, things are getting hot up in Gotham. And one thing's for sure, in this town, you give someone a flamethrower, you're going to get a whole new supervillain. Gotham, Rise of the Villains. Catch an all-new episode tomorrow right here on Fox. Getting hot in Gotham, huh? Sunny day, nice fall day, 60 degrees in Indianapolis. Window open, roof open. C.J. Spiller in the backfield with Brees under pressure. Throws it low. Nearest one to him was Willie Steen. Good pressure from Nate Irving for the Colts.
There you see Greg Minuski and Chuck Pagano. Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator, he's understanding last thing you can allow Drew Brees to do is get in one of those rhythms, because when he gets there, you can't stop him. So now the pressure, the blitzing to try to disrupt some of that rhythm that Drew Brees is starting to work himself into.
Empty backfield. They got the running back, Ingram, with Brees. Quick outside to Holman-Awanui, who's pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Holman-Awanui's touchdown catch earlier in the game, his first since December of 2013 when he was with New England. Right now, Drew Brees owns the quarterback battle.
There's no doubt about it. He's outplaying Andrew Luck, and I would say that the New Orleans defense is really outplaying this Indianapolis defense thus far.
3rd and 5. Brees for Cooks, first down. And a little high hurdle over the safety Cole Anderson. And a first down up at the 43-yard line, a gain of 19.
He's not their leading receiver right now, but Drew Brees will tell you this is their #1 receiver is Brandon Cooks. And you see him matched up against Toller, the pick by Willie Steen that opens Brandon Cooks. And Brandon Cooks in space is tough to deal with.
Saints have 4 receivers with 25 catches or more. Ingram spinning out of 1 tackle. Look at him carry defenders for a first down at the Colts 46-yard line. A heck of a run by Ingram.
And Sean Payton told us he challenged his team. He thought they were going to get the best effort from Chuck Pagano's group based upon history. They haven't, but the Saints are doing their part, and they're doing it up front on both sides. The offensive line, the defensive line controlling this game for the New Orleans Saints.
First down for the Saints. The pitch to Ingram. Turns the corner and gets loose. Ingram cuts in. Still on his feet. And he is brought down at the 2-yard line. Greg Toller saved the touchdown. Ingram needed one more block. One more itty-bitty block.
Well, again, up front, you see Josh Hill with the key block. Ho-Ho Manauanui, they're going with a lot of 3 tight ends package to take it to these Indianapolis Colts. They're dominating the line of scrimmage, and now Mark Ingram starting to feel it at the running back position.
44-yard run. Extra lineman ineligible. That's Calamete at the 2. Brees throwing for the corner. Josh Hill. Touchdown. There's a flag on the play. Hill gets up.
Pass interference. Number 89 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That negates what would have been a Saints touchdown.
Offensive pass interference. There's been far more this season. You see the push. I can tell you in years past, that's not an offensive pass interference. They used to have to visibly do something to, but this year it has been, and that's of concern too. We talked about the 3 tight end packages. Now with Josh Hill out, we'll see what they go to.
Colt Anderson did a good job selling it too.
That's part of the deal.
Back to the 12-yard line. First and goal for the Saints. Ingram, the running back, bursts through and gets down to the 7-yard line. Be a second and goal. Ingram's long run on this drive was 44 yards. A career long for him. 7 carries, 86 yards in the game for Mark Ingram. C.J. Spiller now in and running back. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Everybody out, all the eligible receivers. Brees throws, and it's caught. No, drop by Snead in the end zone. He had it and dropped it. Combination of Greg Toller and Colt Anderson broke it up.
See Willie Steen, he's been so sure-handed this year, but that's a really nice job by Greg Toller getting that hand in and ripping. Watch Drew Brees. One of my favorite things in football is to watch Drew Brees work that pocket. His feet are elite. He works the pocket as well as anybody in this league.
3rd and goal from the 7. Ingram back in at running back. Brees for Colston. He didn't see it coming. Was he inbounds on the interception? Yes! Interception by Vontae Davis. 9 yards deep in the end zone. It's a touchback. Huge defensive play by Vontae Davis.
Well, Drew Brees has so much trust in Marcus Colston. Colston not expecting the ball, and what a job by Vontae Davis getting both feet down for the Colts. Well, Marcus Colston is one of Drew Brees' most trusted targets, and he's upset with himself. And he should be, because Drew Brees saw an opportunity. They brought pressure. He saw the one-on-one. Marcus Colston didn't look like he was expecting that ball, and that's a no-no. You got to always think the ball's coming to you.
A rare red zone mistake by Drew Brees. First time he's turned the ball over in the red zone this season. Frank Gore, the running back. Andrew Luck to put it up. Pressure from Jordan. He's got him for the sack. Second sack of the game for Cameron Jordan.
Well, 5 sacks in the last 2 games for Cameron Jordan. And for years they've been telling you in New Orleans that this guy's a star player in this league. It frankly hasn't shown up. But watch Cameron Jordan beat Costanzo. Andrew Luck doesn't have a chance right there. That's poor blocking. And Cam Jordan just dominating for the 2nd week in a row.
Loss of 10 back to the 10-yard line. Luck going short on the crossover to Dante Moncrief. He's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. Saints defense has been fired up. They have held Andrew Luck to just 25 yards passing. He's 3 for 10.
I got to tell you, I'm shocked, because like Sean Payton, I expected the Colts to come out firing. Under Chuck Pagano, 15-2 after a loss, and this is anything but a gritty effort from the Indianapolis Colts thus far.
Luck throwing short, and then Moncrief gets back up to the 24-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute warning. The Colts, trailing by 20, head off the field. Now, this young lady knows this already, but you can get apps, videos, and more at iTunes.com/NFL. That one's learning how to get that. Another punt for the Colts. Pat McAfee has had a busy first half. High punt. Backpedaling is Marcus Murphy. Returns from the 13. Weaving his way upfield. He's brought down at around the 27. 61-yard punt for Pat McAfee. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee to see what's happening at halftime. Kurt.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, Blake Bortles overcomes a late pick in London. The Patriots try to stay picture perfect against the Jets, and the Dolphins have something developing against the Texans. Highlights and more at the half.
All right. 75 yards total offense in the first half for Andrew Luck and the Colts.
That's not good. Punt, interception, punt. You also mix in a fumbled kickoff return. Not good for the Colts.
Brees to Ingram, and that turns into a loss back to the 22-yard line. Billy Wynn had that covered. Saints do not have any timeouts remaining. They lost 2 on 2 ill-fated challenges. They go hurry-up offense. Brees gets time to the sideline, intended for Willie Steen, but incomplete. Greg Toller covering on the play.
Now, yeah, it is interesting, because it looked like the Colts weren't interested in taking their timeouts, like they just wanted to go to half. Sean Payton pushes it with Drew Brees. It stops the clock. Now, if you're the Colts, you stop them short inbounds. You call one of those timeouts,
right,
and you get Andrew Luck one more opportunity putting some points on the board.
Saints have to get to the 38-yard line for a first down. All receivers out. Nobody open. Brees buys time and throws deep, but overthrows Brendan Cooks. So 3 and out for the Saints as they actually give something to the Colts.
Well, 3 and out, and I understand with Drew Brees attacking, because you have Drew Brees back there. You trust him. But now you have the Colts a minute 8 with 3 timeouts at their disposal. Now, the other side of that is Andrew Luck, and the Colts have done nothing with the football as of yet. But you did just give them one more opportunity to get going, at least before the half.
Thomas Morstead, the punter. Colts do some shifting. And Morstead gets it away. Whalen dropped the football, but he's able to recover it at the 31-yard line. So the Colts have turned the ball over a couple of times in this game.
Well, you see the pick by the rookie, Anthony. It led to a touchdown by Kyrie Robinson. Later on, you see Griff Whalen, who we just saw being loose with the football. And Drew Brees making the Colts pay with the touchdown to Michael Manauanui. Now, the Saints came in 19th in the league in turnover margin, but they're dominating that category today.
Now, the Colts with 59 seconds remaining. They have all 3 of their timeouts. Luck pressured, and he finds Dante Moncrief, who gets out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
But Sam, even right there, Andrew Luck does not look right. Watch the hesitation, and this is due in large part. It's going through progression, but he's not thinking fluidly. The Saints are doing a tremendous job changing up and then tight coverage when they do go man-to-man down the field, and it has Andrew Luck phased.
Bradshaw in the backfield with Luck on first down. All receivers out. Ahmad Bradshaw out of the backfield to the 49 of the Saints, and the Colts call a timeout. They have the ball. They want to get some points. They will get the ball to start the second half. Andrew Luck, great record against the AFC South, but against the rest of the league, 17-16. Turnover margin, again, against the division, he's been great.
Yeah, and how do you explain that? You know, I do know that this guy is a tremendous, one of, as Rob Ryan said, one of the stars of this league, one of the best players in football. But I think maybe everyone was a little quick to put him up there with the Bradys and Mannings and Breezes of the world. He's having to find his way through this league. He's struggled this year, and today is certainly struggling.
On 2nd and 2, empty backfield. Luck fires and completes it. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, with a grab inside the 35. Brandon Browner covering on the play. And another timeout for the Colts. So this suddenly has turned into an important drive for the Indianapolis Colts. They have a chance to get some points and maybe just turn the game around because they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Well, points, and I think also the other thing that this does for them, it's putting Andrew Luck in a little bit of a rhythm. We've talked throughout today, he just has not been in sync. At the end of this half, he gets some completion, gets some confidence going into the second half. They'll have the ball again. If they can get points here, this is big in terms of them being able to get back in this game.
I thought he threw the ball well to Fleener on that last pass. There was some zip on it.
Looked more confident.
And they whistle the play to a halt. Flag flies.
False start. Number 74 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Anthony Costanzo, the left tackle. First time the Saints have been, rather the Colts have been in Saints territory in the game, as they got the opportunity as the Saints went 3 and out. Ball at the 39. 1st and 15. Luck gets time, throws short. Fleener back to the original line of scrimmage, the 34, Stephon Anthony. The rookie out of Clemson has been very impressive, part of that young defense that we talked about for the Saints.
How many times have we seen that today? Andrew Luck wanting to push the ball deep. It's not there, so he's taking the check down. But the Saints, again, I credit Rob Ryan. He is keeping Andrew Luck on his heels. He's been the aggressor. Andrew Luck, very unsure all day long about what Rob Ryan's throwing at him.
All right, timeouts have been used. 2nd and 10. Luck short for Fleener. That was not a well-thrown pass. Coming up at the half, Kurt Menefee back in the studio. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Take a look at the best offense takes on the best defense. And Landry Jones trying to help out the Steelers as they play in Kansas City.
Adam Vinatieri right there. In pre-game warm-ups, 58-yarder going this way in warm-ups. So very confident, very accomplished kicker.
Luck steps up and takes off. Heading for the sideline. Good run by Luck. Got a couple of extra yards. And went out of bounds at the 18-yard line. That's a good effort by Andrew Luck. 16-yard run.
Yeah, I think that's something I'd like to see more of. If they're covering everything down the field, use these legs. That's something that Andrew Luck, there they throw a zone principle at him. You see the voided zone. He sees all that green grass take off. He is a tremendously gifted athlete. You got to take advantage of that.
19 seconds remaining. No timeouts for the Colts. Luck steps up and under pressure throws it deep, but throws it too far. T.Y. Hilton was covered by Delvin Breaux. Delvin Breaux has done an excellent job in this game on T.Y. Hilton. 10 days ago, he did a great job on Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, a lot of people who I respect in this league who watch the Saints on a regular basis, and in my film study, he's playing as well as any corner in this league, and I'm talking about the Revises. He is a man-to-man cover corner. He's drawing the best from opposing teams, and he's shutting them down. T.Y. Hilton with one catch on the day.
2nd and 10 with 13 seconds remaining. All receivers out. Luck throws, and it's intercepted. Kyle Wilson with a pick, and the return. He's tripped up, and that's the way the first half comes to an end. Just when it seemed like it was starting to get better for the Colts, it turns to disaster.
That's just a poor decision from Andrew Luck. You got to come out with at least 3 from this drive. I understand trying to push it, but watch Kyle Wilson. In zone coverage, he sloughs off. Just reading Andrew Luck's eyes, he's pressing, trying to get the ball down the field. Kyle Wilson makes him pay.
That is an awful first half for the Indianapolis Colts. For the Saints, Drew Brees led the way. They took advantage of the mistakes by the Colts and took turnovers and made them 13 points, 20-0. Saints lead at halftime. Here's Kurt Menefee. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan. And that was today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Back in Indianapolis, Drew Brees, who had a strong first half, and the Saints with a 20-0 lead. Colts will get the ball, but what can Andrew Luck do to turn things around? He just seems off his game.
Yeah, to be blunt, he's been awful in this first half. But I'll tell you what you have to do. You have to turn it and put the game in his hands. They're down 20-0. He's done this before. He's done it a lot in his career. He's got an ability to put a whole team on his shoulders. I think you've got to cut him loose and trust him to go get the job done. He's got to attack. He looks unsure. He doesn't look confident. You got to get a figure. Hopefully they went into halftime and said, here's what they've got going, and now let's attack it, because he was extremely unsure of himself in that first half.
Griff Whalen on the return is pulled back. Nice play by Kickoff. Boy, he's been all over the field. There's a flag down. Kickoff grabbed a hold of Griff Whalen and would not let go. Check out the flag. Carl Cheffers talking things over with his fellow officials. Been a tough game for Chuck Pagano. He thought his team would be ready to play this game and would bounce back after the game against New England. They felt they pointed out a lot of positives from that game last week.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 57, return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
It starts badly. Let's go to the sideline to Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Sam. I asked Chuck Pagano, other than not turning over the ball, what can Andrew Luck and the offense do to get back in this? He offered more of a critique than an answer. He says, we just are not doing anything. Defensively, he said, we've got to slow down their run. It's opening up too much on play action. He says, defensively, we have got to get more of a pass rush going. As for Sean Payton, upset about the Saints' last 5 minutes of offense, best to treat this game like it's 0-0 in the second half, he said. Back to you, Sam.
Thanks, Pam. Good approach.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. They haven't done anything well offensively. How do you change it? That's the key. And again, they're down 20-0. I think you've got to trust your number one pick, your franchise quarterback, Andrew Luck.
3 wide receivers to the left. That first pass for T.Y. Hilton. Hilton has been targeted 7 times thus far in the game and has had only 1 catch.
Philly Roach! Philly Roach! Philly Roach! Philly Roach! Ready!
Frank Gore, not much, maybe a yard. There's a new center in the game, Jonathan Harrison, second-year man out of Florida. Number 72 has replaced Colin Holmes for the Colts. See the first half numbers. And again, turnovers, a big factor in the game. Saints with 3 takeaways, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 13 points off turnovers. 3rd and 9. Bradshaw in the backfield with Andrew Luck. And Andre Johnson with a reception, but is brought down immediately by Brian Dixon. Short pickup, 3 and out for the Colts.
And that's just tight coverage across the board. Watch the tight coverage. Brandon Browner on Fleener. Here comes Brian Dixon, a special team player on Andre Johnson. Give up the catch, but then sure tackles. Tight coverage all over the field. It's upon, the onus is on these Indianapolis receivers. When you're in man-to-man, beat your man.
Best player in the game for Indianapolis has been Pat McAfee, the punter. Marcus Murphy on the return. Flag on the play. Murphy with a good return up to the 45, but 3 flags down back near the 30-yard line. A 60-yard punt for McAfee. He's talking to Brian Dixon. Getting congratulations from Murphy for those kicks.
I got to tell you, Michael Mowdy made a block in the back, and 3 flags came at him.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 56, return team. 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
Maudie called for the illegal block, but the Colts trying to find something in this game. They haven't done it to this point.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Burger King. Kickoff fall with a new Oreo pumpkin spice shake. By Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about. And by Bank of America.
Great to see those kids playing football earlier today. They're from the Silver Creek football program, youth football program. That's great, John.
Brings back great memories. I love the 2-hand snap to start it off.
Did I see a horse collar tackle
It was
there?
close. He pulled it down. He pulled it down.
Saints start from the 18. Ingram, nice little cutback, and he breaks it for another big one. And he is brought down across midfield by Vontae Davis. Another big run, 35 yards for Mark Ingram.
Well, knowing you have to stop the run and stopping it's something completely different, and that's just tremendous surge by the front of the New Orleans Saints. Those are big holes, a missed tackle by Colt Anderson. Mark Ingram saying, you guys keep doing that, and I'll keep doing that, which is gaining big yards.
And again, it's Ingram, stays on his feet. And it takes 4 players to bring him down at the 30-yard line. Ingram becoming a big factor here. His helmet came off. That was another 17-yard run. 9 carries, 137 yards. or 136, I should say. He's averaging over 15 yards a carry.
And the rush defense coming in was something the Colts felt that they were getting better at, and the Saints are just ripping them in the run game.
Now it's Kyrie Robinson, as he is shoved back as he got down to the 26-yard line. Have to wonder now about the feeling on the Colts. Are they emotionally down after last week and now the first half this week?
It's uninspired football. I'm not seeing tremendous effort on either side of the ball. They're getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. This is not good for the Indianapolis Colts.
2nd and 6. 3 tight ends in the game for the Saints. Motioning is Josh Hill, who was shaken up in the first half. Off the play fake. Brees with time. Wide open. Ben Watson down to the 1-yard line.
Well, that's what happens when the run game gets going, the play action. Watch Ben Watson. He's going to kind of sneak out. There's Ben Watson, block, block, block. He's going to come here and just kind of sneak out. As Brees rolls right, he goes left, and he's wide open. That's what a run game does for a play-action passing game.
Huge chunks of yardage by the Saints. And now it's Robinson trying to get his 3rd touchdown of the game. He comes up just short. Eric Walden made the tackle. Oh, still pushing and shoving.
On that play right there, though, Sam, I've watched film of the Colts all year. DeQuell Jackson has been outstanding all over the field, sure tackling. He just whiffs on Kyrie Robinson. They stop him short, but this Colts team did not come to play. I'm shocked, as are the fans here in Indianapolis.
Seneo Kelemete is in. He's eligible. He's a lineman. It's Ingram, and he's in for the touchdown. Mark Ingram rewarded for the big runs he's had in this game. He's had a 44-yarder, a 35-yarder, and that one less than a yard, but it's good for the touchdown. 3 rushing touchdowns in the game for the Saints.
We'll credit the offensive line. Armstead, Lelito, Unger, Jari Evans, Zach Streif, and the tight ends very much a part of that. A lot of 3 tight ends, Watson, Hill, and Hoho Manawa Nui. They have dominated this game up front.
82 yards in 6 plays. Here's Kai Forbath. The extra point is good. He missed one earlier. The Saints with a 27-0 lead.
Well, the big pass by Drew Brees to Benjamin Watson. And then the offensive line domination. Mark Ingram saying thank you very much.
Well, the Colts, I don't know what happened here. I don't think anyone could believe that. For the Saints, they wanted to put together 2 strong games in a row, and they have.
Now, one team responding, coming off a big win, and the other team, the Indianapolis Colts, just not showing up today. This is anything but a response you'd see from a Chuck Pagano team.
Got to look at Mark Ingram. We talked right at the top, John, about Drew Brees needing some help. Ingram's had a big game.
Delay of game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Kai Forbath, his first game as a New Orleans Saint. Let's get an update from Mike Hill in the studio. Mike.
Hey guys, Julio Jones have been struggling with some injuries, but you know you can't keep a good man down. 5-yard TD catch from Matt Ryan, his first TD since week 3. It's 10-7 Falcons over the Titans in the 3rd.
Sam, John, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Atlanta 5-1 coming into the game after their loss to the Saints. Special teams coach Tom McMahon trying to figure out what happened. What went wrong there? Great McMahon, excuse me. Forbath from the 30. And Griff Whalen from the 5 on the return. Whalen brought down. Good coverage. Brian Dixon again. He's been outstanding. Guess what? Tuesday night, the World Series begins in the American League City in Kansas City. And we've got all the action for you. It's the Mets and the Royals. Royals have been in the World Series 2 years in a row. Our coverage begins game 1 at 7:30 Eastern Time on Fox with a special extended pregame coverage at 7 p.m. on FS1. Don't miss it. Ahmad Bradshaw in the backfield with Andrew Luck. And the catch by Dwayne Allen, the tight end, up to the 35-yard line. He's got a first down.
And if you're Andrew Luck and crew, you got to fight. They're playing you in man-to-man. Mike Shanahan, my old coach, used to say, if you're a wide receiver, you can't beat man-to-man, start selling cars. That's part of the job. And they've got a great group of receivers, but they're getting dominated outside.
Frank Gore stood up at the 44-yard line, excuse me, at the 39-yard line. The Colts with 150 yards total offense for Andrew Luck. 11 of 22, 93 yards, but 2 interceptions. He now this season has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. Hard to believe.
Not good. You don't want to see regression from a player like this. We all know his talent, his ability, and it's going in the wrong direction.
He gets time and looks past, broke it up. Good effort. Boy, we're seeing tremendous efforts. That's Kenny Vaccaro.
See him bluff pressure, and then Vaccaro is going to come out and drop into a zone. Bunch of different looks, and watch him just react to the eyes of Andrew Luck. You talked about it, the efforts. These guys are playing some really good football. This was the last ranked defense in football in the National Football League coming into today, and they look right now the way they're playing like one of the best.
We're seeing it from the young players, Kikaha, Anthony, and then Vaccaro with an outstanding effort. Luck steps up and fires, and the ball is dropped. Flag on the play. Moncrief with a drop.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 39 defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Brandon Browner.
Browner right up top working on Moncrief, and you see he's got a fistful of jersey. That's a ball Moncrief has to get, though. And these receivers, you really, if you want to have any chance of getting back in this game, they've got to start playing some more inspired football. You got to try to beat the man across from you.
On first down, Luck being pressured. He's surrounded, and he's trying to get away, but they finally pull him down. John Jenkins and Bobby Richardson, the D linemen, do the job.
But look at the coverage down the field. This is a zone. Rob Ryan continuing to go from man-to-man to zone. Delvin Breaux doing a tremendous job. Andrew Luck nowhere to throw. Cam Jordan didn't get the sack, but credit that sack to Cam Jordan because he holds him up for Jenkins to finish him off.
Third sack of the game for the Saints. Luck with a deep drop. Goes short to Frank Gore, and he's brought down across the 45-yard line by Donnell Ellerby.
This defense, it's really working. The pass rush up front, the coverage in back, that's the combination everyone's looking for. And again, I keep going back to it, but Rob Ryan's been masterful, showing pressure, sometimes bluffing out, sometimes bringing it, zone, man-to-man. Typically a heavy man-to-man operation in New Orleans, more zone today, and constantly changing it up.
There's 3rd and 8 for the Colts. Blitz coming, and they got him. The blitz from Kenny Vaccaro, the safety, and the big loss.
Sam, we just showed you on the previous look on the pass breakup where he showed pressure then bluffed out. Now he shows pressure and he comes. You're going to see Vaccaro right here come right up the gut and bring down Andrew Luck. Rob Ryan a step ahead of Andrew Luck and the Colts today.
Was that good disguise there, John?
It's tremendous disguise, but it's set up from what they've done before. It's been sometimes bringing it, sometimes dropping out, just completely keeping them off balance.
McAfee booms another one. Murphy on the return from the 8 is brought down at the 15-yard line. The Colts can't get anything going offensively. And for the Saints defense, outstanding. We're going to re-punt because a member of the kicking team, Dewey McDonald, stepped out of bounds. So because of that great punt by McAfee, Saints will have him do it again. This one is a good high kick, not as deep. Murphy from the 22. Belly's back. Trying to pick up some blocks and gets tripped up. Flies forward to the 30-yard line. 52-yard punt. 8-yard return. Saints on offense when we come back.
Today's game is sponsored by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Disappointment here in Indianapolis because the Colts game has been awful. And offensively, that last possession for the Colts, here's an example of how bad it's been. 6 plays, 1 yard. I mean, it's been awful. And for Andrew Luck, he hasn't been able to get anything going. Is it him or is it the defense, John?
I think a combination. He didn't look right from the first snap, but I think I keep going back to it. But Rob Ryan and his defense, they've been excellent in terms of keeping him off balance. They're a step ahead of him. Again, constantly changing it up. I think with a quarterback like Luck, who's so intelligent, so talented, if you show him what you're playing and play it all day, he'll eat you up. But they've constantly changed, and they've got him on his heels. It's like a boxer on his heels. Yeah.
Rob Ryan was really optimistic when we spoke with him the other day, and he thought his defense was really ready to come on. These young players, they play with enthusiasm and a lot of effort.
Well, they've gone young. They've gotten healthy in key spots. Ellerbe playing the linebacker position. Up front, they're getting more contributions than just Cam Jordan, and that's opening him up.
Saints from the 30. C.J. Spiller. Short pickup. Let's get an update and to the studio to Mike Hill.
All right, guys, Jets in passing. Chris Ivory just 25 yards rushing, but he can do other things. 9-yard TD catch from Ryan Fitzpatrick. Guys, if the Jets win, they're in first place in the AFC East. On top so far, 17-16 in the third. Sam, John, back to you.
That's that great rivalry, Jets and the Patriots. And that game is going back and forth. Here the Saints with a big lead have Ingram and Robinson both in the lineup. The 2 running backs at the same time, and Brees puts it up to Ingram. And it looks like he's got the first down. Stepped out of bounds across the 40. He's got the first down. It's been a good game for Mark Ingram. He has rushed for 138 yards and 1 touchdown.
It's been an excellent game for Ingram, and he's all day long coming into today. You see Ingram's numbers: 10 rushes for 138 yards. This was the 31st. That's second to last ranked rush offense in the league. They haven't been getting any production. Again, it starts up front, but Ingram playing some really good football.
Kyrie Robinson with a short pickup as the Saints have been able to establish the running game. They've run the ball for 179 yards, led by Ingram. C.J. Spiller has contributed, as has Kyrie Robinson. And you see the numbers, averaging 85 yards, next to last in the league coming into the game and having a big day. Brees looking and lofted that one, intended for Josh Hill, but he was well covered on the play by Jarrell Freeman. Bring up a 3rd down for the Saints. Saints have won 2 of their last 3. They're trying to get things going, get on a roll to stay alive in the hunt for the playoffs.
You know, one thing that I know from having played in this league and watching the league is Sean Payton's right. If you want to be a special team, a playoff team, you got to stack wins. And on the other side, you can't have consecutive losses. Really good teams don't do that. He thinks they have an opportunity. They've gone young. They're growing up.
Brees under pressure, able to get it to his tight end Ben Watson, but it's short of the first down. Dwight Lowry, the safety, covering Watson on the play, and the Saints forced to punt. Well, the diehard Colts fans were loud, trying to urge on their team for the hold, and they were able to stop. There's Luck trying to keep his offensive lineman pumped up. Thomas Morstead on the field. Just letting the clock run down. And the Colts use a timeout.
They had 10 guys on the field. Darius Butler now coming on the field. They were a man short.
Not a sharp one tonight this afternoon for the Colts here in Indianapolis. That's Tom McMahon. The head man, Chuck Pagano. One of the more positive people you'll ever meet. And he was positive about his team, but it hasn't worked out. Not to this point, anyway. Morstead aiming for the sideline. The ball bounces at the 20 and bounces to the sideline. Over the sideline.
Well, the Saints, they were challenged by their coach. Let's go find a way to stack a win. They're playing like they want to. Saints on fire here in Indy.
Strong game for the New Orleans Saints defense, and this has been one of the reasons why. Great coverage by Delvin Breaux.
Julio Jones last week, T.Y. Hilton this week. He's had them both quiet. That's yeoman's work.
Luck on first down. Chased and throws to T.Y. Hilton. This has been some journey to the NFL for Delvin Breaux. He was a star in high school, one of the top high school players in the country, but then he suffered a broken neck. He had a scholarship to LSU, never played there. Went and played for the Bayou Vipers, then for my favorite team in the Arena Football League, the Voodoo. Then he went up to Canada and played for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And now here he is in the NFL.
Shutting down some of the best receivers in football. An incredible story.
Luck going deep. He's got T.Y. Hilton wide open. Hilton cuts in. And he's going for the touchdown. yards, and there is life for the Indianapolis Colts.
Sam, I think that's the old jinx. we're bragging on Delvin Breaux, and he has been outstanding all day long. You see him on the slot on T.Y. Hilton. Watch, their feet are going to get tangled. Delvin Breaux's going to go down. Andrew Luck hits him, and T.Y. Hilton goes the distance.
Career long for T.Y. Hilton, 87 yards. And boy, Andrew Luck. Saints came across the line, but the extra point is good. So the Colts on the board. Let's see.
Offside. Defense. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Timeout.
Delvin Breaux fell down. T.Y. Hilton wide open. It turns into an 87-yard touchdown pass. Career-long touchdown catch for T.Y. Hilton. Career-long touchdown pass for Andrew Luck.
You just wonder, Sam, you can feel that they've been looking for a spark. Now they got their spark. Was it too little, too late? We'll see. They got to have a critical stop right here.
The kick from the 40-yard line after the 5-yard penalty was assessed through the end zone. Saints will start from the 20-yard line. And to Brees. Comes back on the field, 19 for 30, 167 yards, 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. The line for Drew Brees in the game. He's gotten good running help as the Saints have rushed for 179 yards. 138 of those 179 by Mark Ingram. Here's Ingram. Gets across the 5-yard line. Terrell Freeman on the stop.
It was really interesting, Sam, when we met with Sean Payton. He said from watching the Patriots, one thing he learned, you don't need a whole lot of run scheme, implying that you just run the same play again and again against Indy, and eventually it's going to crack. Well, they've been running the same play right up the gut on the Colts, and it's been effective all day long.
2nd and 5. Brees looks and throws to Ben Watson. He's got a first down at the 31. Ben Watson has become, well, he has been for most of his career, very reliable. And one thing about Drew Brees says about Watson, the best teammate you could ever find. Great guy, great family man, and a great team player.
He said the most unselfish player he's ever played against. And talking to Ben Watson down on the field, he's got a new book coming out here soon. Drew Brees says it's excellent. His little book review for the week.
Ingram, hard-earned couple of yards, and the ball comes out, and the Colts have it. D'Qwell Jackson with the takeaway, and this game might be turning around right here.
Well, they needed a big stop. They needed something else to happen well. D'Qwell Jackson rips out the ball and recovers it himself. He's been playing great football all year, and D'Qwell Jackson gets that football out. Let's check the knee of Mark Ingram.
And don't forget, this is a change of possession, so there's an automatic review. Saints are out of challenges, they having used their challenges in the first quarter.
I can tell you it's failed. Very close here, Sam, because you can't tell when that ball is coming out. The knee does go down, but D'Qwell Jackson's hands are in there, and just the pattern since they've been going to New York, if it's close, it stays what happened on the field, and I think that's very close.
Carl Jeffers has gone under the hood to check it out. This is a huge play right here. Trying to see where that ball comes. There it is, out.
It's almost simultaneous to me as to when the knee goes down and when that ball is loose.
Is there a definitive angle which shows? And if there's no definitive angle, if there's no conclusive evidence, the call on the field will stand. And that is a fumble recovered by the Colts.
Well, you see his hand right there, but the question is, whose hand is that, first of all, and then is the ball loose? I mean, there's a lot of hands in there.
Yeah, D'Qwell Jackson. We're bringing in Mike Pereira. Mike, what do you see?
I'll tell you, it's one of those, again, that's really close. They ruled it on the field that it was a fumble. You got to try to find the hand with complete control definitively with the knee in the ground. You know, seeing what they've been ruling lately, they've been trying to stay with the calls on the field unless it's clear and obvious that it's not. One shot to me, though, looks like you get a good angle of the knee with the possibility of control. But again, I love it when they stay on the field if they think it's too close.
Here's Carl
After
Jeffers.
review, the ruling on the field has been changed. The runner is down by contact at the 32-yard line. It will be second down there.
Wow. That is quite a call.
And that's surprising to me, and I think contrary to the way that they have been calling those. We're looking at it 15 different ways. I can't tell if his knee is down when he starts to lose control. I really question that with the way that they've been calling that. How about you, Mike?
Well, I mean, I agree because they've been staying with the call. I can make a case that the knee is down and you can see the ball with the hand on the ball, but is it starting to come loose at that point? You know, I'm an advocate of when they're this close, leave them as they are on the field called.
Big break for the Saints. Thank you, Mike, as always. Saints have the ball, second down. Swing it out to C.J. Spiller. He's brought down for a loss. Outstanding play by DeQuell Jackson again. Jackson has come to life here.
You can see, absent of the turnover, you can see this is more inspired football. That's what you're talking about. A guy catches it, there's a man there, and he's tackling him in space in a hurry. The Colts have been sparked. We'll see if they can continue it.
Crowd is back in the game. Saints 3rd and 13, have to get to the 41 for a first down. They go empty backfield. Blitz coming. And the pass incomplete. Closest man to it was Brandon Cooks.
That's a smart call by defensive coordinator Greg Minuski. I like that on 3rd and 13s, 3rd and longs. Bring the pressure because Drew Brees doesn't have enough time to push the ball downfield. Well done, timely blitz by the Indianapolis Colts.
So the Colts have scored a touchdown. Their defense has come up with a good stand. And the Colts will get the ball back. Morstead with a punt toward the sideline. Griff Whalen from the 18. Whalen with a good return. Finally brought down just short of the 35. Brandon Coleman on the tackle. College football returns to FS1 this Thursday with a Big 12 showdown. West Virginia taking on the high-octane offense of Trevon Boykin and 4th-ranked TCU. Catch the action Thursday night only on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. TCU, one of the top teams in the country. That'll be a good one. Now, can Andrew Luck bring his team continue to come back? Late 3rd quarter. Luck still has it. Going short to Andre Johnson. And he's brought down at the 35. Kyle Wilson with a stop. Gain of a yard on the play.
Sam, one of the surprising things about the way this Saints secondary, we talk about Mike Adams being gone for the Colts. Well, how about Keenan Lewis, who came into the year as your #1 corner? Damian Swann, who has been your 3rd corner. Those guys are out. I'll tell you, Kyle Wilson and Brian Dixon have stepped in and done a great job in that back end for the Saints.
Play fake. Luck to Frank Gore. And he's hit immediately and brought down. There's a flag on the play. Vanilla Ellerby on the tackle, but let's check it out.
Ellerby with a nice job on the tackle. Bobby Richardson a little late on
hit.
Frank Gore.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 78 defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic, first down.
And Sean Payton upset with a rookie defensive end out of the University of Indiana. Yeah.
One thing he'll learn, Sam, when you make a mistake like that, don't run off near the head coach. You can go left or right, not right by. You got to take the off ramp there, because if not, you're getting that.
You can see the ball at the Saints 46 after the 50-yard penalty, 15-yard penalty. Luck with time. Now he goes deep again for T.Y. Hilton. He's going for a touchdown. Delvin Breaux fell down again. The Colts are back in the game.
Well, Delvin Breaux has been so good this season, this game, until the last couple of series, and Andrew Luck said enough's enough. I've got to go to my top receiver, T.Y. Hilton. He has, and it has paid dividends for him.
Hilton had been shut down in this game for 2.5 quarters. Extra point try is good. The Colts trail by 13 after trailing by 27.
Well, watch, this is man-on-man, bump and run coverage. T.Y. Hilton, so much speed. But again, just feet getting tangled up, hand fighting going on. Hilton stays up, Breaux goes down, and talk about a fingertip catch right there at the end of his fingertips. T.Y. Hilton coming to life. Sam, earlier in this game, we had a missed extra point from Kai Forbath, and that could loom large, the missed extra point by the Saints, as we're talking a 2-score game right now.
An 87-yard touchdown catch and a 46-yard touchdown catch for T.Y. Hilton. And Andrew Luck has come to life. So the Saints now trying to collect themselves on the sideline. Rob Ryan, the defensive coordinator, steps in. Kind of reminding his players that it's a 60-minute game.
That's right.
McAfee kicks it off through the end zone. There's still 1 second left in the third quarter.
There's some life back in this stadium.
Yes. T.Y. Hilton with 2 touchdown catches, 3 in the game, 3 receptions overall. Now the Colts defense wants another big stop. Last play of the third quarter, provided there's no penalty. Brees fires incomplete. We've reached the end of the third quarter. The Colts have come alive with 2 touchdowns. They're back in the game. Sam Rosen, John Lynch, Pam Oliver in Indianapolis, and this changed from a rout to suddenly a very interesting football game.
They needed a spark, and they got it by way of that man, T.Y. Hilton. He came alive, Andrew Luck did. Now it's on Robert Mathis in this defense to see if they can make a stop.
Saints 2nd and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Kyrie Robinson, 1 yard on the play. Jarrell Freeman, he was good early, went silent for a while. Now he's back in it again.
But you can just see the difference. Watch Jarrell Freeman, the speed that the Colts are moving with. He eludes Terran Armstead. He makes the tackle. This is a different and more inspired football team right now for the Indianapolis Colts. My question is, what took so long?
Yeah, right. The wake-up call came late. 3rd and 9. Spiller goes wide. Brees underneath to Cooks. And the ball comes loose, but I believe that was an incomplete pass. Now they ruled it a pass and a fumble.
It should be a catch and down by contact right there. Either way, short of the line to gain.
Ball's at the 28-yard line, and the Saints forced to punt. Once again, the Colts defense comes through. Morstead gets it away. Good high kick. Flag down. Whalen is hit as he tried to catch it. There's a flag down there. And the ball covered by the Saints. One of the newly signed defensive backs, Hakeem Davis, just signed off the practice squad yesterday.
First of all, you have contact from Wynn and Colt Anderson on Morstead. And then you have Brian Dixon with the contact on Whalen. So you've got to believe what will happen is that these will offset.
Right now the ball is sitting back at the 4-yard line where the Saints recovered. And two coaches anxiously awaiting the call here.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Running into the kicker, number 33 of the receiving team. Kick catch interference, number 20 of the kicking team. Those fouls offset, replay, 4th down.
Well, you were right on the money with that, John. And they do it again.
I think the only thing that Carl Cheffers missed was he said 33 ran into the kicker. It was Colt Anderson.
32,
along with 99 Wynn. There's Jamarcus Sanford, but it was Dixon who ran into Whalen.
Thomas Morstead awaits the snap from Justin Drescher. Morstead gets it away. Whalen waves for a fair catch. He was on the run, heading backwards. The Colts come back on the field, trying to keep that offensive momentum going.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Colonel Sanders Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's still finger-licking good. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Chevrolet. Use hashtag #IDrive4 and we'll contribute $5 to fight breast cancer.
The crowd was ready to leave a little while ago. Some did leave. They'll regret it. They may be regretting it already, but the ones who stayed are urging on their team. The Colts start from the 17. Luck to Gore. It's tipped. Gore caught it. And he's brought down across the 20-yard line. He turned to nothing into a 4-yard game.
I see Andrew Luck's luck has changed here today. Early on, those tip balls were turnovers. Now it ends up in Frank Gore's hands with a 5-yard gain.
170! What's that?
Luck gets time, and again that's batted down. This time Kevin Williams, the big defensive tackle, got the arms up. Luck has had a few of those in this game.
He sure has, and you can tell that the Saints are very mindful of that. Andrew Luck throwing the ball over the middle of the field, a lot of checkdowns. Kevin Williams been doing this a long time, his 13th year. Gets his hands up. Those are big plays.
Colts 2 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. Have to get to the 27 for a first down. Luck gets time, nobody open, and that's broken up by Brandon Browner. Pressure from Cameron Jordan, but Browner able to reach that long arm in front of the receiver.
And that's one of the luxuries the Saints have on defense. You've got a guy, we always talk about these tight end mismatches. Well, you got a guy in Brandon Browner who stands 6'4", 220 pounds. It's not the size of Fleener, but it's a really good matchup. Not a lot of people have that at their disposal, and I like that they're utilizing him to cover the tight ends.
McAfee has had a big day. Low snap, but he gets this one away, end over end. There's Murphy from the 29. Pretty good return up to the 39-yard line. Saints defense with an important stop, and the Saints have the ball in the lead. Marcus Murphy, the return man, was shaken up on that last play. Now the Saints, Kyrie Robinson. Brought down as he crossed the 40-yard line. Saints need a good drive here to regain control of this game.
They do, because momentum has clearly shifted, and the only way you stop that avalanche of momentum is to do something about it. And they've got to possess the ball here a little bit, quiet this crowd and the energy that the Colts have back down.
Ingram, the running back. Brees threading it through to Willie Steen. Across the 45. Greg Toller covering. Now here comes a big third down play. 3rd and 3. Ingram out, C.J. Spiller in. You can hear the crowd getting loud. All receivers out. Brees in trouble. They got him. Kendall Langford. 2nd sack of the game for the Colts. And this one a big one.
Well, it's been a problem for the Colts all year. Only 8 sacks coming in. Langford going to come right up the middle, working against Jahri Evans. Coverage downfield makes Drew Brees pump the ball. Nothing downfield. Langford there to bring down Brees. It all works together, coverage and rush.
Morstead to punt. Whalen at the 17. Straight ahead. Good return. And knocked out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Justin Drescher, the long snapper, took him out. The Colts defense answers the call, coming up with a big stop and a big sack.
Today's game is sponsored by Xbox One, the official game console of the NFL.
Chuck Pagano, he's seen adversity in his life before. This is nothing, and he's getting his troops ready. They're back in this ball game. We got a tight ball game, Sam.
First down at the 40-yard line. Andrew Luck. Blitz coming. They pick it up. The toss outside of Frank Gore. Gore to midfield. Right at the first down marker. It is a first down. Luck, who started so slowly, is now 18 for 33. 253 yards. 2 touchdowns that came after 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and even the great ones, their decisiveness, their confidence gets nicked, and his was early. You're starting to see him come out of that.
Straight ahead is Gore for 3 yards. Take a look at the day that Andrew Luck has had.
It started not good. Staring down targets. The Saints making him pay in the form of interceptions. But then there was some good luck. Andrew finding T.Y. Hilton against Delvin Breaux. Breaux twice falling to the ground, and T.Y. Hilton making him pay.
On 2nd and 7. Luck going short. Gore juggles and drops. Andrew Luck started the day 3 for 10. Since then, he's now 20 for 27. That's more Andrew Luck-like. There's the juggle and drop by Frank Gore.
And that right there wasn't an accurate throw. I mean, that's a tough ball to catch, and Andrew needs to be more on point. You know, you got to wonder. This is a guy who had his throwing shoulder hurt, and that doesn't just come back right away. And sometimes I watch him, I see the Andrew Luck we've all seen. Other times I'm not seeing that same guy.
Big third down play. Luck being rushed. Throwing it up deep for T.Y. Hilton. That return, the coverage by Breaux was excellent. Hilton wanted a flag and yells to the official about there being no flag. Chuck Pagano wanted a flag.
Andrew Luck continuing to try to take advantage of that matchup. I think that was a good no call. Some inadvertent contact down the field, but nobody could locate that football.
9:36 remaining, 4th quarter. Jarris Byrd, Marcus Murphy was hurt on that last punt. This one up in the air. Bird lets it bounce, and it's down at the 1-yard line. Dewey McDonald downs the ball. McAfee is tied a career high with 9 punts in the game. He's had an outstanding game.
Well, he's punted a lot, and he's punted very well. And it's okay for punters to get excited as well. Pat McAfee, very much a leader for this team. He's done his part.
On first down from the 1-yard line, Drew Brees throwing, incomplete, intended for Willie Steen. What are your thoughts about the Saints coming out here on their own 1-yard line?
Well, Sean Payton has always been an attacking style coach and kind of counterintuitive. Backed up, he'll take shots up top. The Colts are very aware of that.
In the closed end of the stadium, fans are loud. Play fake, Brees throwing short to Almanawanui. A gain of 2 yards up to the 3-yard line. Dwight Lowry the coverage, and Ingram was hurt on the play.
You see Mark Ingram down, but that's exactly what Drew Brees was trying to do, was take a shot up top to Cooks. It was good coverage by the Colts downfield, and he had nothing to do but throw it to his outlet. See Brandon Cooks flying. He's got Toller beat, but Colt Anderson, the free safety, on his keys.
Ingram walked off. Seemed to be okay walking off to the sideline. Drew Brees talking the play over with head coach Sean Payton. Colts defense pumped up, looking for a big stop here on 3rd down.
This is where you'd love to see Robert Mathis. We talked about the upped pitch count, making a play. He's their best pass rusher. He's got to play like it right here.
3rd and 8.
Mathis down here.
Brees being rushed. Throwing, and it's caught by Cooks. Brandon Cooks with a great catch. He stepped out of bounds. What a play. There was that one-on-one matchup with Toller.
We talked about Sean Payton liking to go deep from backed up. That's exactly what he does. On 3rd down, people usually throw to the sticks. Sean Payton says, nuh-uh, we're taking it deep because everyone sits on the sticks. And a great throw by Drew Brees. Tremendous execution by the Saints.
47-yard gain on 3rd and 8. Kyrie Robinson, the running back. Robinson spins and is stopped short of the line of scrimmage.
And Sam, that's over the years, and it's something that I have so much respect for Sean Payton, because he does things a little different. Everybody in this league as a DB, you're taught on big situations, sit at the sticks. That's where they're stopping.
Right.
Well, Cooks didn't stop at the sticks. He ran right by him as Toller started to throttle down.
What a great throw by Drew Brees. Drew Brees, 25 for 39, 227 yards. 2nd and 11. Brees gets time. Too high. Wanted to get it to Brendan Cooks. Mike Hill has an update. Mike, what's happening?
Hey, guys, don't forget America's Game of the Week next. Matt Castle getting the start for Dallas. Maybe he can turn things around. Cowboys trying to end a 3-game losing streak against OBJ and the Giants. The Giants trying to end a 5-game slide against their division rivals. That game next on Fox. Sam, John, back to you.
Big game in the NFC East. Giants were beaten by the Eagles last week. They want to get themselves back. Dallas hasn't been the same without Tony Romo. 3rd and 11. Throwing short. Whoa! How about that play by Eric Walden as he took down C.J. Spiller for a loss.
They want the ball in Spiller's hands in space. And Walden, you see him over the slot. He knows what's coming. It's just a well-done effort by Walden.
So that big pass from Brees to Cooks got New Orleans out of positional trouble. The Colts will get the ball back here. Down 2 scores. Morstead with his 9th punt of the game. That ties his career high. Griff Whalen on the return. Fights his way and brought down. The ball was loose and Tony Carter was able to come up with the football. Scary moment for the Colts. So this has turned into quite a game. At one point totally one-sided, but to the Colts' credit, they've come alive in the second half.
They have, and it's a different team. They're playing with a different vigor, a different intensity, but they've been stopped their last 2 times offensively. It's getting that time with 6 minutes and 40 seconds. They need 2 scores, so they got to move with some urgency here.
All right, your thoughts about the way Luck has been throwing the ball?
You know, I said so earlier, just because you're not seeing him rip it every time, and he's got such a big arm, you wonder if he is all the way healthy. I do when I'm watching him.
The ball is back at the 5-yard line. There was a holding penalty on the Colts, and that hurts. They are 95 yards away. They start from the 5. Luck rolling, looking, throwing short. It popped in the air. Looked like a little volleyball action. And it falls incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. But Luck ran out of room as he rolled.
And that's a play. You see Luck throwing it to T.Y. That ball, that's dangerous right there. Vaccaro trying to tip it back in, but was already out of bounds.
Frank Gore splits out. 4-man rush. Luck. Starter run for it. Short gain. Kickoff with a stop. You see the clock running. And the Colts in need of 2 scores. This Saints defense has done a good job, but for those couple of big plays where Delvin Broen, we talked about how well he had played, fell down on both.
Other than those 2 plays, they've been excellent. They've been getting to Andrew Luck. They've been covering him down the field, constantly switching up coverages.
On 3rd down, pressure on Luck. He throws, and a great catch by Moncrief for a 1st down at the 22-yard line.
Here's Moncrief.
Enough distance to the goal. 3rd down.
And the flag came in that negates the play. Moncrief with a terrific effort, but a holding penalty.
Sam, you indicated early in the game, expect a lot of holding penalties because this crew, led by Carl Cheffers, came in calling more than anybody in the league, and they haven't disappointed.
The ball back to the 3-yard line. Colts have to get to the 15-yard line for a 1st down. Deep in his own end zone. Luck waiting, throwing deep for T.Y. Hilton. Almost intercepted by Bro. Delvin Bro stepped in front of Hilton and almost had the pick. But the Saints defense gets the job done. The holding penalty, obviously, a huge factor for the Colts.
Enormous. I mean, and it's just kind of been that way all day long. Every time they get something going, they shoot themselves in the foot. A bad day, minus a couple big plays by Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton.
There's Pat McAfee near the end line. And gets it away. And Murphy back on the field on the return. And as hit high and brought down around the 43-yard line. A 59-yard punt by Pat McAfee. Touchdown pass from Drew Brees to Michael Ho'omanawanui. And that was a big interception by Kyle Wilson. Second half, Luck finds T.Y. Hilton, 87 yards, as Delvin Breaux fell down. This one is 46 yards. Breaux fell down again. But the comeback has stalled, and only 5 minutes remain. Here's Brees to Ingram. Ingram to the 46-yard line. 147 yards rushing in the game for Mark Ingram. The Saints have rushed for 190 yards.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Chuck Pagano and his Colts, he came in and we asked him, okay, what's the difference between playing with the Patriots in the top echelon of this league and beating them? And he said it's consistency. That's the one thing we've been lacking. We've been hurting ourselves too often. That's continued today. Too many mistakes, turnovers, too many penalties.
Ingram, nothing there. He's brought down for a loss. Mike Hill has an update for us. Mike.
Guys, Washington was once down 24-0 at home against Tampa Bay, but have roared all the way back. Kirk Cousins, the Jordan Reed 6-yard score, that gave the Skins the lead. 31-30 seconds left in Washington.
A miracle comeback by the Redskins.
I thought that game was over, Mike. Oh, wow. My goodness.
Tampa Bay's got a little growing up to do, John.
I'd say they do.
And don't forget, America's Game of the Week coming up. This is a great rivalry game. The Giants and the Cowboys. Earlier in the season, opening night, Dallas won, beating the Giants. And a big fourth quarter comeback. Now the Giants. Des Bryant is out for Dallas. No Tony Romo. They've got to find a way. Matt Castle starting today? I'm not sure.
Matt Castle, he'll play good football. They need for him. And you got Jason Witten against the New York Giants. You got a chance.
Here's 3rd and 11. Time growing short on the Colts. They are down to 1 timeout remaining. Everybody coming. Brees in trouble. As he was going down, he throws it away. Robert Mathis was all over him.
You watch Robert Mathis. He's going to come in on a stunt. Coming inside and tracking down Drew Brees. He wanted the intentional grounding. You see him there at the end, but they're saying that Drew Brees was outside of the pocket.
The punters have earned their money. Griff Whalen has had a couple of good returns in the game for the Colts. Morstead's 10th punt of the game. Good high kick. Whalen lets it bounce behind him through the end zone. It's a touchback. And now with just under 4 minutes remaining, the Colts have to find a way to score 2 touchdowns. Our game summary, the Saints had a 20-0 halftime lead. T.Y. Hilton, a couple of touchdown passes in the 3rd quarter. And Andrew Luck, after a couple of interceptions in the first half with the 2 touchdown passes. Drew Brees is upset with himself for that last series.
He's on that surface, always grinding. Upset with himself after that last series, but such a professional. And the Saints team, you can see them growing up right in front of us.
Trying to make it 2 wins in a row and 3 out of 4. Luck throwing, well covered on the play by Donnell Ellerby. Gain up to the 24-yard line. Andre Johnson on the catch. Ahmad Bradshaw in the backfield. No huddle. Luck gets time and completes it to Andre Johnson into Saints territory, out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Make it to 41.
Well, those are the type of plays, the Saints going into deep zone coverage. So the way you pierce that is by plays that get behind and across those zones, Andrew Luck has the time, and he delivers to Andre Johnson.
35-yard gain, and the Saints have called a timeout here. 3.5 minutes to go. Saints with a 13-point lead. Rob Ryan, the defensive coordinator. To this point, his defense has done an exceptional job in this game of pressuring Andrew Luck and getting him out of his rhythm, actually not allowing him to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, they had him off rhythm the entire day, and you see the veteran against the younger player in Andrew Luck, and the veteran has had the upper hand minus those two big plays by Andrew Luck.
From the 41. Luck throws it, it's tipped and caught, no, dropped by Ahmad Bradshaw. Cameron Jordan with the pressure on Andrew Luck.
That's probably the fourth tip ball at the line of scrimmage, something you don't normally see with Andrew Luck. So
I think it might be a change of motion or delivery.
You know, I do know one thing. You talked about rhythm. When you're not throwing on time, a lot of those type things start to happen. And I think a lot of these issues today, now later in the game, you're not throwing on time because you're trying to push it downfield, but he hasn't been throwing on time throughout the entire day, and that's when those tips and things start to occur.
Things don't get easier for these Colts. They have to go to Carolina for their next game, then they're home against Denver, and then they have to go to Atlanta.
So we got two undefeateds, and Atlanta, who's played very good football this season, in front of them.
Atlanta with one defeat, 6-1 after a 10-7 win today. 2nd and 10 for the Colts. Pressure from the outside. Luck got away. He throws, and it's caught. Kobe Fleener with a beautiful grab, steps out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
You see, going off schedule is a skill that Andrew Luck has. He can not only beat you in the pocket, he can extend plays, and he does that throwing to his old Stanford teammate Kobe Fleener down behind the zone coverage of the linebackers.
All receivers out. Luck throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Broken up. T.Y. Hilton had his hands on the ball, but then Delvin Breaux broke it up.
That's a great finish to this play. You see the deep coverage, just trying to keep the ball in front of you, and then the strong finish from Delvin Breaux. And that's what he is. He's strong, he's long, he's fast, he's physical. And that translates to good corner plays, so long as you stay on your feet. Falling to the ground has bit him a couple times today.
2nd and 10 for the Colts.
See the depth of this secondary for the Colts. Look at the depth. All these guys so deep, just keeping it in front.
Luck to Hilton, who steps out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. A gain of 6.
The Saints willing to give that up right now, saying we just can't get beat by quick touchdowns. Make him, and they're really challenging, saying we don't think you have the patience, Andrew Luck, to take those short ones.
Good job by the Colts of preserving time. Quick plays, stepping out of bounds. The last 2 receptions by Fleener and by Hilton, able to step out of bounds. 3rd down play. 3rd and 4. Luck throwing short. Touchdown, Dante Moncrief. Look at this. The Colts could move to within 6 points.
That looked like a little more like the Andrew Luck we've come to know in this league as fans of it, is a quarterback that can put a team on his back, and Andrew Luck has done that, keeping them in this game.
Adam Vinatieri. Extra point is good. Kai Forbath missed an extra point earlier in the game for New Orleans. It's a 6-point game as the Colts have come back. What a comeback for the Colts. Is there enough time to get the ball back?
Well, they got to have a stop. I mean, it takes essentially one first down for the Saints offense to seal this thing. Only one timeout left for the Colts. You have the 2-minute warning as well, but you got to have a stop on this next series if you're the Colts.
The Saints leading by 6 points.
You see the hands team in for the New Orleans Saints, expecting the onside. Marcus Colston, the catcher. Benjamin Watson right inside of him.
There's McAfee to kick it. Pops way up in the air. Still loose. Batted around. Saints ball. Marcus Murphy came up with a football.
Gosh, and the height on that onside kick. Moncrief, Colt Anderson had it in his hands.
Wow.
Colts did just about everything you can do except come down with it. What an effort by Moncrief. What a kick by McAfee.
Yeah.
But they just fall short.
Oh, you can see Chuck Pagano wanted it so badly. He wanted to get into that pile.
First down.
Look at the height on this
Please
kick.
put the game clock at 3.
It goes 10 yards on that second bounce.
That's
Moncrief
right.
pops it in. It's in Colt Anderson's hands right there. He just can't come up with it. And the Saints emerge from that scrum. Now it's on your defense to make a critical stop.
Colts have 1 timeout remaining. Saints at their own 47. It's Kyrie Robinson. No gain on the play. The Saints had 3 tight ends in on that last play. Don't forget America's Game of the Week coming up next. What great football. This game followed by the Giants and the Cowboys. A big game in the NFC East. We talked about the Colts' upcoming schedule. A tough road ahead for them. The Saints will play at home against the Giants next Sunday. There's the Saints' upcoming schedule, and Tennessee at Washington, and then the bye week as they try to get on a roll. It was 27-0. It's now 27-21.
Interesting substitution. They've been going 3 tight ends all day, have the Saints. Now they bring in 4 wide receivers and Michael Ho'omanawanui.
Flag on the play. Brees throws to Colston with a beautiful grab. It's a first down at the 42, but let's check out the flag.
I'm not so sure they were. Yeah, they were not set. They came out of the huddle late, out of the timeout.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 players were in motion prior to the snap and did not come to a complete stop. 5-yard penalty, second down.
There's a big negative for the Saints. 12 penalties in the game.
Otherwise, this is a walkaway for the Colts. But you see up top, Willie Steen moving along with Coleman. 2 players moving at the snap. Got to be set for a second. Snead was never set.
2:52 to go. The ball back to the Saints 42. 2nd and 15. They pick up the blitz. The pass complete to Willie Steen. Into Colts territory down to the 48-yard line.
Boy, is that trust in your quarterback. A lot of coaches just run the football there. Let the time go. Sean Payton says, I've got Drew Brees. I've got a future Hall of Famer, and I'm going to ride him.
We talked about the 2 quarterbacks. Brees has thrown the ball 43 times. Luck has thrown the ball 44 times. Oh, man, what a matchup. Timeout on the field. Saints with a 6-point lead and the ball. 3rd and 4.
The play clock will start when Carl Cheffers signals it to do so. Watch that play clock.
Ready for play. There it goes. Now Drew Brees going back to the referee.
Because
Carl
the game
Cheffers,
clock never started.
Okay.
It should have.
Right.
Please put 2:38 on the game clock and 29 on the play clock.
All right.
Let's try this
Start
again.
it again. Absolutely. You'll get it right the first time, go the second
2:38
time.
on the game clock and 29 on the play clock. 29 on the play clock. Thank you.
All right. Clock's right. 3rd and 4 for the Saints. And the clock is winding.
We got it right. You've got to run a play if you're the Saints before the 2-minute warning, or it looks like Drew Brees may just call timeout, let it wind all the way down, and call timeout.
He's got his eyes on the clock. Vontae Davis, who was shaken up earlier, has come back on the field. And now New Orleans calls a timeout. A big 3rd and 4 play. What are your thoughts about how what the Saints do here?
Well, they put the trust in Drew Brees, and I think you have to right here. You know, a lot of people would say run the football, but then you go down to the 2-minute warning, you have another stoppage. So I think you got to trust Drew Brees. He knows he can't make the big mistake, and if not, you punt the football and make him go the long way without any timeouts for the Colts.
It's been quite a comeback for the Colts, and give their defense credit too. They've held Brees and the Saints down here in the second half for most of it.
And win or lose, the big question will be, why did it take so long? Why did they come out so flat today? They did. You got to give the Saints a lot of credit.
There it is. Big 3rd down play. Brees gets time and throws. Colston holds on. What a catch. 1st down Saints.
It's so interesting. You talk about Willie Steen, you talk about Coleman, but when you need it, you go to Old Faithful, and Old Faithful for the Saints is Marcus Colston. Well, trust is a beautiful thing, and trust is earned. Two levels of trust here. Sean Payton trusting his best player, Drew Brees, and Drew Brees trusting the guy that he's done it with for a long time in Marcus Colston. His first catch of the game, the biggest catch of the day.
And now with the Colts out of timeouts, the Saints can run out the clock, kneeling down. Marcus Colston had a catch earlier but was negated because of a penalty. That was his first official catch of the game. And Drew Brees, who loves to spread the ball around, is hooked up with 9 different receivers in this game.
It's just typical for Drew Brees. That's what he does. He's a equal opportunity quarterback. You know, you get open, I'll throw it to you.
Well, they got the lead. They widened the lead in the first half to 20-0 at halftime.
Ready.
And holding on as the Colts came back strong, but a couple of big plays. So the Colts are left to wonder. They'll be 3 and 4. The good news that they have, if you call it good news, their division is weak. Houston got beat today by Miami, and they're 2 and 5. So at 3 and 4, they still lead their division.
And that is their hope. I mean, because the division is in their control. The problem is you got to address what's been ailing your football team. And Chuck Pagano's exactly right. He's identified it. It's the consistency. It's hurting yourself. What he hasn't done is been able to fix it.
For New Orleans, they will go to 3 and 4, 2 wins in a row, 3 wins in the last 4 games. For Drew Brees, he can feel it. For Chuck Pagano, the questions will mount. Don't forget, America's game is coming up with the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. That'll be another good one, so you want to stay tuned for that. First road of the season for the Saints, who defeat the Colts 27-21. We've got a lot of more football coming up.